Hello everyone, welcome to lesson number 2. I sincerely hope that you enjoyed lesson number 1. In lesson number 2, we shall be shining our eyes. That's a Nigerian colloquiality to mean shall be looking closely. Shining our eyes on Moodle. That's the platform for the Open and Distance Learning and Research Institute of LASU, the online platform. We shall be shining our eyes on them. We shall be looking at the general configuration of Moodle, and I am sure you're going to enjoy every minute of this lesson. So, enjoy. Yeah, so what will be the objectives of this our lesson 2? When we complete this lesson, you should be able to describe the main features in the layout of Moodle. Mind the qualifier here, main. There are several features, but we're going to be focusing on the main features. Our second objective will be for us to run through, navigate like Vasco da Gama, just run through the elements in one aspect of the layout. That's the course settings, because that's what we're going to be concerned with during the course of getting our courses online. The third is for us to identify the functions of each of the elements, of each element as we prepare to set up our course. So these will be the 3 objectives that we strive to attain. So we will begin with our first objective to take on the main features in the layout of Moodle. But before we start, I don't want you to be intimidated in any way by the terminologies that will be used. Talking modestly, I have been in this business of open and distance learning since 1999, 18 years ago. And me, myself, I'm still struggling with the terminologies. So we cannot learn all of these terminologies in a short course of 3 days. But what you should do is pick 1 or 2 of the terminologies, and as we progress, you keep building up your vocabulary on this. So we are here with the layout of the home page of our Moodle course. I said home page. Home page is the front end. It is the page that you see as soon as you enter what, if you like, the room, the Moodle room, and you can see, I'm sure, that you have this column, this column, this column, and within the columns you have all these sections. Now, these sections are called blocks. They are just like this another block, this a block, this a block, this a block. It's just like in Lagos State University, we have administration block 1, administration block 2, faculty of arts block, and so on. So let's even regard this as administration block 1. The VC has moved to another location, but it's going to be occupying one wonderful place at the new Senate building. So that would be the administration block. And within the block, any block in Lagos State University, for instance, you have several rooms or departments and all of that. So that's the same thing that we have here. That's the analogy I want to use here. So you have the navigation block. The navigation block has navigation as the name implies. Where you can get to the different lessons that we have listed. By the way, we've done lesson 1. I hope you enjoyed it. We're now in lesson 2, learning about course settings and all of that. So that's essentially it for this homepage. Let's look at the homepage for the LASU-ODLRI site. It's the same. As you can notice, as you'll have noticed, you have this column, this column, this column here. And what do you call this? Yes, you are right. It's called a block, navigation block. And this one is also a block. This one is a block. If for any reason you need more blocks, you can always call a bricklayer to come and put block for you. I'm just joking. You can, set up your own, add new blocks or delete blocks as you may wish to. I want to take you back to this administration block. That's going to be very important for you as a course lecturer. All of these are important, but this is going to be very important for you. We're going to be focusing very soon on the course administration, this administration. We have the course administration block, especially the settings for the course. So let's keep going. We've done this. So we now want to navigate the elements in the course settings. As I said, you have the administration block. Let's go back to it. You have the administration block here. You have course administration. You have settings. So we're going to be looking more closely at this part of the layout. So what we're going to be seeing will be the courses, manage courses and categories, add a category, restore course, and all of this. Now, enough of, I think, the theory. Let's see what the different functions of the elements are. And I would like to take you live, to our site and see how this goes. Yeah, so let's look at the LASU-ODLRI site, and we will be examining some of the elements in the course development menu. But where's the course development menu itself? Me, I can't see it. They call that it's under administration. What you find is this wheel showing that there are several elements there that you can edit. And then you have this this figure here, which shows site administration, this beside it. Now this denotes that if you click on it, you will get the drop down. It's like a drop down menu. So here we go. Click. Yeah. So you can see that's giving us notification, registration, and all of that. I think it does this not to clutter the entire page. Of course, you can also do it like this to get it back to straight, like an accordion. Accordion, yes, accordion for music. So let's get this back here, and we have notifications, registration, advanced features, users, courses, grades, competencies. So for this particular objective, we're actually going for the courses, course development. So what do? I have to click on here. As you can see this bit here now, it shows that if I click on courses, it will also drop down. Yeah, I got it. So you have this, the drop down for the courses. You have manage courses and categories, yes. Course default setting. You see, let me take the thing one by one. Manage courses and categories. So let's see what comes when you can see it's loading here. Yeah. So we have the course categories, the undergraduates. Those are the ones that are put in there. Now let me tell you what happens here. Now you can see this is like an eye. If I click on it, it's going to hide the undergraduate label that I have here, the undergraduate entry that I have here. Now this one will move it up. If I click on this, it's going to move it up this way. You can see it has moved up. This one is, as you can see, to do a number of things. That will, to edit it, to create a new subcategory, to delete, to assign roles, permissions. As you will notice, I'm not going to go into any details here because this thing is self-explanatory. If you mouse over, that means run your mouse over it, will tell you what it means. Show. If I click on it, then it's going to show to the people who are going to be. So it is showing. As you can see, it's now, it's now, but I don't want it. I want to hide it. The undergraduate bit is showing. And this one, as you notice, is for the general settings. So sorting by category, sort, move, miscellaneous. So these are the stuff that we have in here. One thing is important, and that is if you want to make any modification to what you have, what you are seeing on the screen, then you go to turn editing on. We'll get there. We're not doing any editing here. We're going to get there when we get to our lesson number 3. So this lesson 2, just to show you how this Moodle elements, elements are laid out. So we are here. We want to look at we're managing courses. You can add a category. You can restore the default. Now let's look at course default settings. Default is the position that the developers of the software are putting for you in an event that you just want to run along with what they think is best for you. You can, of course, make adjustments to the default to satisfy your current situation, your context. So these are the default settings. Let me go very quickly through the default settings. You can see blocks editing on. It means I can edit this block. I can turn it off at some point, but I just want to show you what we have here. Course default settings for visible. That means should the course be visible? So you have an option between it being visible and should show. You have this. Let me make that slightly bigger. Yes. If you are in doubt about what anything is like here, just read the annotation at the bottom. Excuse me. This setting determines whether the course appears in the list of courses. Apart from the teachers and administrators, users are not allowed to enter the course. So that's it. So the course format, this is very important. Now, let's drop down this menu and see what options we have. Can you guess? Did you guess that we have one that is weekly format? Yeah, I'm sure some of you did. Meaning that if you are getting your lessons to your students on ODLRI on weekly basis, then you put this one there. If it's by topic, you put this one there. We're going to see how they are different. But what I think for our own use for ODLRI is to select the topic format. Okay. Maximum number of sections, well, the default is 52. Let's just keep it as the default. Number of sections, the default is 4. You know, the number of sections, we have in your modules, you have several units, unit 1, unit 2, unit 3. So you can make it as many as we want so that it will show on the page. I will in a minute let you see what the implication is if you shorten the sections or lengthen the sections. Of course, you can always go back when you have need for more sections to increase this one. Hidden sections are completely invisible, so we retain that default. Course layout, show all sections on one page. Or if you like, let's look at the other option, show one section, show all sections on one page. Well, you can experiment with this, but as you will notice when we come to lesson number 3, we want you to retain whatever settings we have set, we are putting for the LASU-ODLRI. Course duration, the default, let's keep it 35 days for a year. Appearance, first language, do not force, let's retain the default, that is the language, which is English. Number of announcements, default is 5. You can increase the number that you have, the announcements that you're going to be posting on your home page, but I think the 5 is just fine. So you can see number of recent announcements appearing in the latest announcement block, that block on the course page. If set to 0, the announcements forum will not be created. The gradebook to students, the default is yes. This enables the display of the gradebook, does not prevent grades from being displayed within the individual activities. In other words, the grades for your students, to be shown to them. Show activity reports. The default is no. If you show activity report, there'll be the load on your site will be quite heavy. So keeping it as default is fine. If you want any activity, you can just go ahead and call up the activity. We will expect that your students be submitting assignments. Submitting assignments, and the default size is 64 megabytes. I think we can keep it at about 1 meg. You can see all the options that are there, maybe 2 megabytes, because the larger the file size, the quicker your website is eaten up and you'll be out of space. Completion tracking, that is, if a student has completed an assignment or an activity, it should show on the dashboard. You can see here it is recommended that to have this enabled so that meaningful data is displayed in the course overview or the dashboard. Groups, for our ODLRI, we said that we're going to have group work and all of to be part of it so as to foster some 21st century skills of team building, teamwork, and so on. So for any particular course that you want to set up groups, you can indicate where you want separate groups or visible groups. Force the course group mode to every activity in the course? Maybe no, because there are some activity that you don't want you don't want to have groups. You want them to work individually. If I exit out of here now without saving, then I've lost my course. I've lost all these course default settings. As you can see, it's darkened here to show that that is the one that is appearing on this right pane. So what you do is to say save changes, and you can see if you look at here, it's saving the changes. Even if I want to exit without saving the changes, it's still going to ask me, changes saved, as you can see here. So that will be it in terms of the elements of the course settings. Look, there are several of these things which you may be exploring, but do not tamper with what we have set up for ODLRI. So you have my courses, add a category, course request, backups, upload courses, grades, competencies, badges. Badges are like prizes that are given to students, as a scout. When you accomplish a particular activity, you are given a badge. Yeah, and when you see a Boy Scout or a Girl Scout with plenty of badges, has achieved quite a lot. So we have badges too as an element in open and distance learning, location, language, plugins, security, appearance. So all of these things are there. This one will tell you, as I mentioned, that if you click on this, it's going to drop down a few things. So that's all we need to know for now. So having identified the functions, we've achieved that. So what have we learned in this lesson? We have described the main features in the layout of Moodle. Can you just mention those main features? Yeah, like they're in columns, and then you have blocks. And within blocks, you have different elements. We navigated the elements in one of them. That's course settings, the default course settings. We didn't go to all the others because we need course settings for the task for this 3-day crash program. And then we look at the functions of each of the elements as we prepare to set up our ODLRI. What will lesson 3 be like? In lesson 3, it will be interesting because we are now going to hit the road. We'll begin the task of setting up our course on the ODLRI platform. But we need something. We need something for the next lesson. As you prepare for the next lesson, please get the Microsoft version of your courseware, the courseware you prepared. Get it ready. What do I mean by that? Yes, what I mean by that is this. This is what Dr. Ajiboye OE and Dr. Jawando Jo submitted the courseware. So this is what I must tell you that I'm extremely impressed with the efforts of our colleagues in LASU, the top class. So this is what you must get ready for the next lesson. Lesson number 3, because lesson number 3 will now be setting this up on Moodle for our students that we expect to come in September of 2017. So that will be all for now, dear folks. From me, Peter Okebukola, your course facilitator. It is bye for now. See you soon when we take on lesson number 3.